Welcome to the Desire to Dream podcast. I'm your host, Lo Wilder. The vision of this podcast is to provide tools on how to become successful in your finances, business, leadership development, and much more. A little bit about me: I grew up in the hood, homeless at the age of 14. I made a choice not to become a product of my environment. And today, I am a successful businessman, community leader, and inspirational speaker. It is my desire to encourage and empower you to unlock your greatness. So tune in and enjoy the show. And welcome back to another episode of the Desire to Dream. I'm your host, Lo Wilder, and I appreciate all my supporters, man, everyone who's listening and, sharing on social media platforms. Huge shout outs to you all, man. Listen, this podcast has been a dream of mine, and I'm just excited to be able to bring on individuals that are executing at a high level, turning their dreams to reality, and kind of sharing their story to help each and every one of you and motivate you into turning your dream to reality. And so with that, man, I got one of my homies, man, from Springfield, Massachusetts, 413, brother of mine. Went to a rival high school, science and technology, next door. I went to Putnam. For those of you in the 413 know about that rivalry. But man, my brother played basketball. He was, doing amazing things, and he went and took his career. I'm not going to share his thunder, but I'm going to definitely bring my brother on, Mr. Sir Charles. Man, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. Look, man, I'm glad we reconnected, man. It's crazy. Like, I was like, man, I know this brother. Like, we on Facebook, social media, and you know how it is, man. You meet so many people. But as we were talking, I was like, yeah. I know my man's, and man, I just, hearing about where you were for the last, decade, a few years back, I was like, that makes sense why, we haven't really seen much of each other. But so with that, I don't want to take it away, man. Kind of share with the people your history, man, growing up in Springfield, and then where you ended up going, after.
All right. So growing up in Springfield, basically grew up on Andrew Street. For y'all that don't know, it's right in the middle of Mason Square. I went to Homer Street Elementary School. I went to Kennedy for middle school, and then high school science and technology, where, Springfield is big at the time, but small. So everybody
Right.
knows everybody. We all grew up with each other, like Lyle said. So, high school was when you really, middle school, because we used to have the middle school games, remember those?
Oh yeah.
All the different
Yeah.
middle schools compete against each other and
That's
stuff
right.
like that. And basketball was heavy. Football was heavy, but because we had 5A football.
Word.
I
Shout
couldn't
outs
play
to
5A
5A.
because
Hey, I played Southside, 5A Southside. You already know.
so but basketball was my thing, and playing in all the street courts, the street tournaments, the organized tournaments, that's what honed our skills, competing against each other, older guys and younger guys as well. So middle school, Kennedy, we played, and then in high school, I went to the high school science and technology. At the time, we had head coach, Coach Femia. She was the first female coach in Western Mass, so she made history for that. And we kind of played around with our opportunities, not taking school serious. We could hoop, so basketball was the main thing that we focused on instead of our grades and stuff like that, which eventually ended up hurting me. That kind of messed me up when now it's time for me to graduate as a senior in high school, and I'm looking for basketball opportunities, and none are there. No scholarships, no nothing. And I never took the SAT or the ACT, so my grades could not propel me. So the only opportunities that I had was to go to either Springfield Technical Community College, STIC, or Holyoke Community College.
Right. HEC.
I wanted to get HEC. I wanted to get out of Springfield as far just cause,
Yeah.
So I chose Holyoke, and I ended up going to Holyoke Community College, where we played for Coach Kevin McCaskill at the time. And we played, it was a JUCO, but we only played a half a season because once again, grades came out and we all failed off the team again, not taking it serious. So it was a tough time. And it really messed me up to where I thought basketball was over with. And technically it was at that time, because of the fact that with your grades, if you don't get your grades straight at junior college, your clock starts as soon as you log in or as soon as you play. So as soon as you touch that court, it starts. So my junior college, we ended up failing off. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go get a job, go go back to just playing regular street ball and stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had too much talent to give it up right then and there. Like, and for that to be my only college experience, I didn't want that.
Mm-hmm. Man, let me ask you, bro. Like, so, you know, and I learned stuff, right? Because McCaskill came in, he ended up being the principal at Putnam, and I didn't even know he was a coach. So, you know, learning that. But, you know, growing up, man, one of the things I know about Springfield is like everybody, like there's some ballers in Springfield, not a lot of them that made it out. So, when you talk about the city, I remember Magazine Park being, you know, a spot where there was definitely some tournaments. You know, you have Forest Park. Where was your like court? Where did you play all the time? I'm living in Mason Square. I can imagine you was where at Mason.
Oh, we was at DeBerry,
Mhm.
Rebecca, Family Center, Boys and Girls Club. I played
Word.
at Magazine Park. I just hit every court. I went to Zoc Park in
Okay. Yep.
Plainfield. I went I was at the Holyoke
You
Street
played.
courts.
You ever played at Blunt Park? I
I
was
played,
where.
of course, Blunt
Oh yeah.
Park. Blunt
Yep.
Park. I mean, that was the spot. And even back then, they had the high school summer league
Word.
technically at Blunt Park.
Right.
That was the spot. Every court that you could think of, every court, even the court right across the street from Side Tech,
Mm-hmm.
by Bristol Street and all of that.
That's Adams
That little
Park, man.
side,
That's my.
Adams
That,
Park.
hey, that's
Yeah.
right. I grew up on Bristol Street, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, you already know, man. Hey, but for all of you that don't know, I know I was a football player, but me and my boy Ralph, and we got, you know, people can admit we were the best 2-on-2 at the time at Adams Park, man. So shout out to my boy Ralph, man, at Adams Park. But definitely, you know, a lot of, like I said, a lot of great talent, right? But you know, for us in our generation coming up, man, a lot of people wasn't really like telling us about grades. You know, it wasn't really a big thing. And now I see that a lot of coaches, you know, they're definitely, you know, emphasizing on getting the grades right. I didn't know about SATs, and I didn't realize you had to get a certain score in order to even play in college. And I didn't realize that. So a lot of the schools that were looking at me, once they found out my SAT scores were so low, kind of took it out, because I was getting, you know, letters from Syracuse, Sacred Heart, all these Division I type schools, and I didn't, you know, didn't know about it, man. So I don't know if you want to share, but you know, I know you came across a situation after, you know, while you were in school trying to find your way, man, and it kind of, you know, it took your life into a different direction.
Yeah, so Holyoke, after I said, like, we fell off the team. I was kind of doing some things that I weren't supposed to. You know, I ended up getting arrested in
Mm-hmm.
Springfield at a local bar in a club, and we got into a scuffle and all of that stuff. And eventually, my mom was just like, you know what, you got to go. You got to get out of here because it's not a good look in Springfield. You know, you're not doing anything.
I
My
got in
my
one little
best
fight and my mom got scared.
straight up, but it was just a little different. It was just
All
I
right.
had got arrested, and then the next weekend, the following weekend, I went to a club, and just random, I ended up getting hit in the head with a bottle.
Mm,
You know, so after that, it's just like too much stuff is happening downtown. So I
word.
was like, you got to get out of here. And it's obviously time. And my best friend, like I said, he was in the military. So I went to high school with him and stuff like that. And he ended up getting stationed in Jacksonville, so in Florida. So he
Mm-hmm.
called me and was just like, yo, Rel, you come down. I was like, I'm down there. I took the Greyhound bus 25 hours on the
Man.
bus. But I was just like, hey man, we out. We coming. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm okay with that. This is my second chance. So when I got to Florida, basically to speed it up a little bit, I said I wasn't going to do the same thing I was doing in Springfield. I wanted to be a
Word.
completely different person. I ended up going to the local college at FS. It was FCCJ at the time, and I ended up meeting my wife there because she ended up working. She was working at
That's
the
what's up.
counter and whatnot. And I was
Man.
just like, you know, I'm trying to get into school. Here's my grades. I just really want to see what I can do to play basketball. And she ended up saying that, you know, with my transcripts, I wouldn't be able to play JUCO. She passed me on to the coach there, and me and the coach became best friends. And he was just like, yeah, you can't play. Your clock expired for junior college, but you can possibly play at a higher level, D1 or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
he's like, if you just stick with me, get your grades up, I'll shop you around the city. So I said, okay, cool. So we played in all the local leagues out in Jacksonville, just
Right.
hooping. So then LaTroy Strong, that's the coach. He took me down to Edward Waters College, EWC, which is now EWU. And I had a tryout there, walked on. I mean, I was in straight go mode. I'm hungry. I'm
Right. You
taking
determined. You
anything.
like, man,
Yeah.
hey, I'm out here like, who got my scholarship, bro?
Who got my scholarship? I'm taking it straight
Right.
up. Like that was my mentality. And
Yeah.
I ended up doing that. And the coach actually gave me 3 years. So he was
Wow.
just like, you know what? I could get you on the court right now. And we get 3 years. That first year that you did play that half a season, that's gone because you touched the college court. But right now, we can get you 3 years playing, and you can play right now. So I said,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, that's a no-brainer, and that's a scholarship. So now that helped out to where I wasn't paying those out-of-state fees. So I'm forever grateful. That's why I was like, thank you, God. If this is my second chance, you giving me a
Mm-hmm.
second chance. I'm willing to put in the work and do everything that I need to do on my end to make
Word.
sure that I'm successful. And I've been blessed with basketball since.
Yeah, man, that's fire, man, because it's really, overcoming the odds, man, and the adversity that you were facing. I'd like to kind of dive in a little bit more of the mindset of the person who was like, yo, I got this one opportunity. I'm gonna make the best of it. I still have this goal to becoming a professional athlete. The work ethic that it took day in and day out to continue to push that. That's really what I want to help unlock here in this podcast with those that are listening.
Yeah, so basically, like when I came to Jacksonville, I said, listen, nobody knows me. I don't know nobody. So I could either go out and try to be the same person I was in Springfield, or I could just be myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. Like I spent a lot of time with my wife. I got me a pass to a local gym, like right down the street. I was in the weight room. Like if you know me, I was skinny. Now you know what I'm saying.
Right, I see you. Hey, big
I got
swole,
some.
man.
I got some
The
slowness.
shoulders.
So it's just I spent a lot of time, and that's what helped my mental because
Yeah,
I was in the gym a lot more. I spent a lot of time in the gym and a lot of time with my wife,
right.
just trying to stay focused. And I said, listen, I worked like 3 jobs. In the daytime, I would go to school, but it was just all day round, like
Just grinding.
literally just
Yeah.
straight grinding. And I said, I'll take a job at McDonald's because nobody know me. I don't care. Like I'm so focused on where I'm going that I need to. So it was definitely a mentality check because some people, our pride could be like, I'm not going to get a job at McDonald's. I'm not going to do this or I'm not going to do that. It's not about where you work. It's about what you do with the opportunity and what you do with the funds. And that's what I learned even in school, because now in school, I had to compete even for an internship. I ended up interning at CSX. And that opened the door for a lot of things because I was in the middle of basketball season. I was going to pledge a fraternity
Mm-hmm.
and I had to compete early in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, to for this internship. And I ended up
Wow.
landing the internship I wanted, but that right there was just like church helped me out a lot. That church gave me the mindset to really understand now like
Mm.
where I'm going, and that was really the clicking and changing point, the connecting of the dots in a
Yeah.
sense in my head. Church put that me going to church started understanding, okay, it's a bigger thing in this thing called life. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
when you put it all together and know that God got your back and stuff like
For
that.
sure,
And
man. Yeah, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So, but that's one of my favorite scriptures. But also faith without work is dead. And what I'm hearing and what you're saying and what you're sharing is you had the faith, but you also put in the work in order to turn that dream into a reality and say, yo, you know what? So that's a major accomplishment, man. Definitely proud of you for even taking that step and being courageous enough to go and do it. So, and with that, man, you were successful here in Jacksonville playing basketball at this school, and you had the opportunity to play professional basketball. So, how did that all come about, man? And actually, step on the court and get paid professionally overseas.
So basically, I was playing free. Like I was so happy to get back on that court in college. So when they gave me that 3 years, I led the conference in rebounds and points, and I was averaging a double double. But I was so like just happy, like okay, if this is it right here, I'm okay with that. And I was playing as such. I was playing as if if basketball was to stop after these 3 years, I'm good. Like I'm okay because I know I gave it my all on this
Right.
court.
Left it all
But
out
with
on the
me,
court.
I left it all out. And I didn't realize that there were scouts. I wasn't playing for the crowd. I wasn't playing for I was literally playing free and just happy. And it turned out somebody was watching at those games. So I get a letter my junior year, and coach was just like, he called me in the back. He was opened up with the biggest smile, and it was just like, we want you to go represent the USA overseas. So I was like, okay.
Right.
And I ended up going. I won a medal, won everything, and they wanted me to stay, but then I was like, no, I'm going back to finish school. You know what I'm saying? I'll come back afterwards and stuff like that. After college is up, like this is what, you know, I want to finish this out, because this is basically where I have to. It was bigger than basketball, and that was the lesson that I learned in everything. Basketball came out of the opportunity I got to get back in school, but I needed to beat that task, because school was what took basketball away from me not taking it serious, me not doing the right thing. So I was focused more on school than I was on basketball. Basketball came second because I was just, like I was just saying, it was free. I was just playing happy. I was just, you know, excited to be on the court. But my grades, I ended up being on the International Business Honor Society. So I'm a part of Sigma Beta Delta for college and stuff like that. My grades, I got A's and B's. Like, I raised everything. And then now it's kind of like, okay, I used to always tell myself, God was telling me, like, as a dad to a son, like, you know what, since you did the right thing with that, I'm going to bless you in this area of basketball now, because I know your heart. You know what I'm saying? So now it's kind of like, here you go. And these opportunities started to present themselves. And then, you know, I got an opportunity to go play in Italy. I won a gold medal in Switzerland. Been across from there. I went overseas to play in Tahiti. I got a chance to play in America in the PDL, Premier Basketball League, the ABA, all these different leagues. And, you know, I just been happy to play. Like I said, 10 plus years of experience in that life, you know, professional life. And I thought my college career ended at Holyoke, let alone I got a whole nother college career. On top of that, I had a 10-year plus professional career on top of that. And I just liken that into the blessings of God, man. Like, legit. Yeah. I couldn't do that on my own. I could not. And even when I look at it, and I'm not done yet, but I could not.
Man, that's dope, bro. Like, you know, because it's one thing to get that opportunity and, you know, play a year, play 2 years, but you play 10 plus years professionally. Like, that just speaks volume that you put in the work. You actually, you know, your work ethic was strong. But not only that, you know, you were a team player. Like, you have to have all those things, because it's not, you know, even though it's not NBA, you're not taking it lightly either over there, man. Them boys can ball out there, man. Like, so you gotta, you know, you gotta put in that work, man.
And you gotta think too, you're representing the whole country.
Yeah.
Like overseas, I know sometimes in America we got a lot of talent. So it's kind of like, okay, he could be the man. Overseas, you are the man.
Right.
So it's kind of like, listen, you have to be the LeBron James of your team. You have to be. You can't be a side player unless that's what they've recruited you for. But 9 times out of 10, you got to be the man. So it's on your back.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you can handle it, that you're ready for it and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that's what's up, bro. Like, what was some of the biggest challenges you faced in your professional career?
So basically, it was just understanding. First of all, being across seas is different from being in America. Like, so, you know, as well as I know, being outside of Springfield, like me coming to Jacksonville was a culture shock. So now me going to a whole nother country is like, man, when I get to Jacksonville, I'm seeing palm trees for the first time. You know what I'm saying? So now when I go to Italy, something like that, seeing these buildings, hearing them talk a different language and all of that, you know, it's kind of like, we're so Springfield minded sometimes, you know, in that box, that it's kind of like, hold up, you know, we move a certain way and stuff like that. But it's like, you know, I was able to open myself up, but making that adjustment, even to the food in Italy, they don't cook with a lot of salt. I mean, with no salt, honestly, it felt like a lot of pastas and the meats is fresh and stuff like that. So my body changed as well. My diet changed, a lot of stuff changed. And when I came back to America, everything tasted so salty. So those type like adjustments, and then on the court adjustments was just, you know, I kept the same mentality from college. You know, I'm just happy to be here. I know I'm not putting the pressure that everybody else is putting on me. I'm just playing to have fun. I'm just playing because I get another day to play.
Yeah.
So that came kind of natural. The coaches loved me because of the fact that they didn't get no problems. I'm not smoking. I'm not drinking. I'm not doing none of that stuff. I'm not out partying with girls. Like I said, I'm already married. you know, so I'm cool. Like, I just want to play basketball. I understand my personal opportunities. So I'm not going to do anything to mess that up. And that's my mindset.
Yeah, that's fire, man. And you know, being married overseas, you know, I'm sure it had its challenges in that as well. And you know, he got to retire, had a very successful career, winning medals. Yeah, that's dope. But you didn't want to just stop there. You know, you went back to Florida, but then there was something calling you, like, man, you had this call, you had this purpose to give back to your city. You know, you felt led that, you know, I want to do something for my city, my hometown. And you started 413 Elite. So talk about, you know, that that dream, that when it hit you, and how it got started, man. And it's just amazing success, and a lot of things that's coming to Springfield. And even, you know, I can see it, you know, going across the nation, man, and just blowing up.
Yeah. So basically, when I was overseas, I always represent my city. And the first thing everybody asks you, even when I came to Florida, yo, where you from? Yo, where you from? Where you from? You got an accent. Where you from? I'm from Massachusetts. I'm from Springfield, Mass. And they're like, oh, where's that? Is that where the sister's from? No, it's the 413.
Right.
413. Look it up.
Yeah. Or they be like, or they, I know this, I used to get this a lot. You don't sound like the Boston accent. I'm like, that's because I'm closer to New York City, man. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
We like right there. We like the outcasts in the city.
Right.
But so yeah, and it was just like, you know what? I want to shed the light on, because coming up, like I said, from 2000 to 2004, my era of high school, like, I wasn't even like the top guy. And we got talent. Like you said earlier, we got massive talent in Springfield. So my mindset was, I want to showcase that talent. I want the world to see, yeah, y'all look at me, and I appreciate the way you look at me because I worked hard. But there's a bunch of other me's in Springfield. Like, there's some guys that's really, really good. And I wanted to shine a light on that more so. And just, that was the real desire. And just to really put on for Springfield, like, yeah, we're the birthplace of basketball, first and foremost. Like, and we eat, sleep, breathe basketball back there. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a kid, that was life. And so basically with that, while I'm overseas, I'm learning. Once again, I'm in that learn mode. And I just felt like, I don't know why, but it's kind of like God put that little, that something in me while I'm over there. So I'm watching
your purpose, man. Your purpose was he deposited your purpose in you in a seed form, right?
Yeah.
And so it's in a seed form, but you had to nurture it, you had to learn in order to be able to manifest and to grow, man. So that's what was happening.
Yeah, and it makes sense, because it's kind of like, okay, if he would have gave it to me sooner, I wouldn't have knew what to do with it. I wouldn't have had the understanding of how to handle it or anything like that. So I'm learning. I'm in school while I'm playing. So, you know, I'm learning the business structures, the different things that I like, that I didn't like, the coaches that I like, that I didn't like, everything. And I said, okay. And it's crazy, because as I was getting closer to the end of my career, because I could still play, but I ended up giving up a contract. But it was just like, you know what? I felt God speak to me, and it was just like, if you had your own team, what would you do with it? How would you run it? And I said, if I had my own team, and so now it's like, okay, here you go. The market for Springfield opened up, which is crazy, because there was other teams that had the market before. Right. So it just happened to open up for a split second. And I called my friend, who's also a Christian guy who owns a team in Florida, and he connected me with the owner of the ABA. It was just like, hey, I got a guy from Springfield. He wants to get the market. Made it happen that moment on the phone. Man. And it was just like, God, like, that's kind of crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I woke up not even playing. I'm waking up looking at this contract that I'm about to sign. It's like, no, forget the contract. You about to have a team. So I'm like, okay, I guess this is what I got to do. So now I'm putting everything together. I'm putting the team in Springfield. So it's kind of like, no, I'm going to do it. Or I'm doing it in such a way where it's like, everything that I would want as a player, I want to give that to my players. So everything that I've experienced overseas, in America, all the different professional organizations that I had, all the good, I'm giving that back, because that's what I want to come back to, you know, the organization. So I'm looking for, that's why I named it 413 Elite. So Elite stands for Elevating Life in the East. So it's an acronym. And also everybody knows what elite status is anyway. Right. I mean, top of the top, best of the best. You know, a lot of people use that word, and I want to make sure that we are that word, that we live that word. And my vision is, like I said, I'm coming to elevate life in the East. So I'm coming to raise the standard. I'm coming to help out small businesses, big businesses, people with dreams, people that want a chance, people that want to at least experience what that life is like. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let me be a part. Let me be a part of a professional organization, knowing that I would never get a chance if this never happened. You get what I'm saying? So it's
Word.
kind of like, I want to be able to provide that because I got the opportunity to do it. So I know. And that's why I feel like God trusts me and know that I can handle it because of the fact that he knows my mindset. I'm not going to use it to my advantage. This really is a legit give back. And I really want to help my city because basketball is everything. And granted, that's all I know. You know what I'm saying? Other people like you're football, you know what I'm saying? And other people got football, but me personally, it's just basketball for me. So I'm glad that I can be able to at least bring a professional team to Springfield. Like, that's dope to me.
Yeah, no, facts, man. That's not only dope, bro. That's legendary, right? Because like, and the fact that, you know, in our age, man, and being able to do something like that, especially for the city that birthed basketball. And it's not just about basketball. You know, I know we talked about the different things that you're also bringing to that organization. It's, you know, it's learning how to handle your finances because we all know that professional athletes have a real hard time with managing their funds and being able to you know, properly do those things. But not only that, man, starting a business is challenging. Starting an organization like that, you were blessed. And I think something I just took away from what you just shared was, if I wasn't a good steward with what God has given me, he probably wouldn't bless me and open up more opportunities. And so if you're listening to this right now, you have that dream, you have that goal, there's something that's in you, like God deposited in you. If it's not happening right now, it's probably because it's not time, right? Or he's not ready to trust you. Like, I was sharing this with my wife and I was like, yo, if God would give me what I have now back then, I would have ruined it, you know. And so you can't give a kid the keys to the Benz when they're just learning how to drive, right? You
Yeah,
know,
you're
yeah,
right.
you're gonna start out with the bucket, you know what I mean? Like, here, start out with that because we know you're gonna crash. And I think that that's one of the amazing things about, you know, growing up and developing and executing at, you know, elite level, and then being able to kind of package it up and provide it for those that are coming behind us and sharing it. So major shout outs to you on that. I know you got some great stuff in the works. You're working on the combine that's about to release this week. And so, you know, talk a little bit about the combine for those who are listening, what it's about, right? What you can expect out of it, and what are the resources that are going to be there that you're going to provide for the people.
All right, so the combine basically is a tryout. We got players coming from all areas, all Houston, Texas, Maryland, New York, from all over, and just really checking their numbers, making sure that they're, you know, I want to show them a level that I'm sure they haven't experienced yet. So our combine is going to be like a real pro combine. And I'm putting them through because I had to go through a combine where I paid $100 in the PBL, Buffalo, New York. I was already a professional basketball player too. I paid my money to go try out. I tried out, but my mindset was, once again, if I pay this $100, I'm gonna be the best one at this
At
camp,
this, yeah, right.
at this combine, like legit. And I ended up being the best one at the combine. All the coaches wanted me, and I ended up signing with Buffalo instead. She had the contract before I could even get back off the plane. So I'm like, you
Man.
know, it was fine, but I want now everyone to experience that, because a lot of people get it misconstrued. They think because a lot of teams, you got a lot of pop-up leagues, you got a lot of starter leagues that claim they're semi-pro and they're pro and stuff like that, but they're just happy to be there. You get what I'm saying? The ABA is legendary. Everybody know the ABA is legendary. The NBA is legendary. The ABA and the NBA at one point in time was right neck and neck. I mean, the NBA took ABA teams.
Right.
So the Premier Basketball League was like the top league at the time. So I ended up getting recruited in there and played with Buffalo. And the combine that they had, I learned from it, but then I also felt like it was a great thing that they did because of the fact that it wasn't like any normal tryout. You know, you had the first day. The first day was, you know, a lot of drills and stuff. The second day was competitive, and it was a lot of competitive during the first day too as well. But it's just like, I want to do that for my team because I want to put these guys through what I've been through. In order, you say you want to be a professional, right? So this is what it takes to be a professional. This is what you got to look forward to. So even if you don't make it, go practice these drills. Go work on this. At least you could say that you've seen it. Now your eyes is open to something different than what you think or what you heard. You've experienced it. And that's my thing. I'm a key player. I'm a key person on that when it comes to experience. Experience is the best teacher, I feel like.
Absolutely.
So like everything that I put my players through, everything that I put my coaches through, everything, I will not tell somebody to do something that I've never done myself. I just can't. I can't.
Yeah, nah, that's dope, man. And exposure is everything, you know. So you got an opportunity to come out here and showcase your talent, right? So what kind of players are you looking for to come at this combine?
I'm just looking for players, man. Guys who's hungry, guys who's willing to put in the work, guys who's willing to play their role. You know what I'm saying? Just it's an adult, obviously it's adult league, it's professional, so
right. So you can't be in high school. Yeah,
you can't be in high school or college, and I don't want to mess up anybody's college eligibility. I will always tell somebody, go ahead and finish your years of college and then come try out. But you know, the choice is on yours and your family. I'll never recruit anybody like that. But it's adult, and really we're just looking for hungry players. You know, guys that want that opportunity, or guys that want that. This may be somebody's second chance. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't know, but that's what we're looking for. You know, come on to this combine. You'll be able to tell who's hungry. Like I know, and like I said, once again, in college, the coaches knew I was hungry. They could tell because I'm dunking on dudes. I'm throwing it off the backboard in the middle of a scrimmage, and like, how are you doing this? And it's just like, I'm not trying to showboat or showcase anything. I'm just hungry, and this is how I'm used to playing up north. We're loose, we hoop, but it's like, it's that hunger. That hunger was my drive. And it was just like, you know what? I got an opportunity. I got a second chance. I'm going to give it my all. And that's all I'm really looking. Just give it your all. I'm saying I'll take a guy, a 10-man roster who's guys that's just hungry and just willing to go and put in the time, the energy, and great guys. I'll go to war with them every day. The combine is actually July 23rd and 24th. That weekend is July 23rd, which is a Saturday, and the 24th. And it is a closed combine. We'll be picking the players, but we just want no distractions. We want them to focus. And we got some really big things coming, some real big things coming. Just that professional field, like you're gonna see it. And being from Springfield, you know, like, and that's why even the inspiration behind the jersey, like it's Springfield Knights. You know what I'm saying? So I just released a jersey called Springfield Knights, and I want everybody from Springfield basically get it. And I put up what it means to me. Basically, what it means to me is a night, the perfect night in Springfield. And mine was when we would go to the bodega down the street and buy $5 white tees, here in the long big white tees, and go to the Hippodrome.
Yeah,
the Hippodrome was a spot back in the day. So
all ages, man.
all ages. It's just like, yo, let's do this. But the combine is the 23rd and 24th, and I just want that energy. I want everybody, whether you're affiliated, whether you're on the team, whether you're just, you know, doing what you're doing, just being from Springfield, that sense of, I can get behind this. I rock with that, like legit, because I know, you know what I'm saying, it's homegrown. But he's not showcasing what everybody's talking about. He's showcasing us in that light that we supposed to be seen in. You know what I'm saying?
Word. That's fire, man. Hey, look, everybody, man, support my brother, man. He's doing major things, man. If you see anything regarding the combine or even when the team gets put together and they start playing in exhibition games and real games, definitely show some support, man, because that's what we have to do, man. We got to support one another. And that's why I brought you on, man. I want to give you your flowers, man. I see the things that you're doing in the community and giving back and giving people opportunities that are life-changing. So shout outs to you, man. And just definitely appreciate that, man. Before we go, I always ask my guests when they're on, you know, kind of share a nugget that someone can take away. If there's anything that they can walk away from listening to this podcast, you know, that'll be a life-changing, something to motivate them, empower them to not give up and keep pushing. What piece of advice you want to share with them?
Something that my pastor said that stuck with me is change look like chaos until it's complete. And And that's real powerful because sometimes you can be going through a rough patch in your life. Just in general, you don't know where to turn, you don't know who to turn to, you don't know what to say. And I feel like that's the time where you got to get closer spiritual, find faith and find spirituality, regardless of what nation or whatever it is a part of. Because I don't believe in religion. I feel like it's a personal walk. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I believe you need religion, but it's more so a walk between you and God. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he'll let you know what's what. And I know that personally for me. Can't speak for nobody else, but that change look like chaos really when you start looking at things and when you get fret, because when you think about it, whenever something's changing, that's when we get out of character, out of whack. It's like, hold on, like you feel like everything is just going wrong and all of that. That's not really the case. It's just it's changing because it's shaping you, it's molding you, it's getting you ready for that next level. And once it's complete, you realize I had to go through that little storm because now I'm stronger. So now I'm able to take on whatever's coming next, and whatever's coming next. It's not to tear you down or break you down, it's to build you up realistically. And once you start looking at every situation, everything in the world like that, you become a different person, man. You become better.
You become the
It's just
version of
something.
yourself that God intended you to be, you know. So, you know,
There you go.
he's molding us into the person that he wants us to be. And I love this quote. It's adversity will introduce a man or a woman to themselves. And what that basically means is that when adversity hits, it's going to introduce to you if you're going to overcome that, or you're just going to be someone that's going to quit, give up. And the more adversity you face, the more challenges you face and overcome them, like you said, the stronger you're going to become. And it also prepares you for what's coming in the future, man. So that's a dope piece of nugget to take away, man. Bro, Trell, man, I appreciate you, bro, man, for real. Like, man, I wish great success for the combine, man. And, you know, I appreciate you taking some time out, you know, to be on the podcast, man. It's been an honor to have you on, man.
Hey man, I appreciate you. Well, you already know, man.
Yeah.
From childhood to see
Word.
everything that you've become, man. I'm proud of you, straight up, man. And
Appreciate
keep
that,
doing
man.
your thing. Keep opening doors. Keep knocking down doors. Keep doing it all, man. Straight up, because we need
Man.
it. You know what I'm saying? And we're chosen. We know that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So it's fun though. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah.
it's dope. So keep
Trust the
being great,
hey,
man.
trust the process, man. That's what I love to say, man. Trust the process. Definitely appreciate that, man. There you have it, folks, man. My brother right here, Mr. Sir Charles Evans, man. Goes by Trell on the podcast, blessing us here today, man. Go check out if you're a professional or you want to play professional and you have an opportunity in the 413, but you could be wherever. He's putting his team together. He's doing major things. He's also giving back, man. Him and his wife, they're residing in Florida, but he commutes back and forth. You're going to have his social media handles in the description. You're going to be able to check it out, check the website out. Man, appreciate it. Appreciate you for listening. God bless you all and take care. Peace.
Peace.